Good morning, my lovers. I'm MJ. I'm the founder of Ultra Love, and I like to show up and do a little tarot reading to get a pulse on the collective energies. It's November 23rd today. I do follow astrology. I'm into all that stuff. And you can book private readings, you can buy merchandise, and you can check out all the other services we provide. So let's get into the reading for today, 23rd of November. These are general, you guys. Take what resonates, leave the rest. You are your own master. Don't forget it. You gotta love yourself. To thine own self be true. Okay, so there is a situation that's calling for your strength. There could be some emotional upheaval or losses that trigger emotional pain. Although on some level, this situation is going to offer clarity to help you make a decision. At the minute, again, you're needing to really draw on your strength, your faith, maybe like a test of faith or whatever. The strength card, she's connected to this infinity symbol, a sense of her own spiritual connection. And then on the physical plane, right, mastering the king of the jungle, or like making friends, or in this, like it almost looks like she's putting her hand in his mouth, but they're friends, right? So there's a sense of mastery and of fierce connection to your own divinity and spirit, really. I just think in the first instance, the message will be painful. There could be significant losses, and yet these losses are almost going to offer like a relief, a feeling of relief, and then the information can come through to help you make an appropriate decision for your path forward. I always, I like to always permission ourselves to take space and take time before having to make decisions. If we don't know, if we're really unsure, then you don't need to choose right in that moment. That spaciousness to connect to what you're truly being asked to do. Oh, look, for some of you, there's like two different directions. Or maybe even two different offers if you're like job hunting. One of them to you definitely looks more attractive. Yeah, see, there's that energy. It's like when you know, you'll know. For some of you, there's three different options as well. Or the two options, one of them definitely looks better. One of them is more of a heck yeah, so definitely go in that direction. It's like your higher self is going to give you that sign or signal to say, yeah, that's definitely the energy you're wanting to move forward. In this regard, it's looking like something really solid. It could be that one of the offers is like, it just doesn't land for you, certainly emotionally, or like, I'm not sure about that person or that company or whatever. If it's romantic, then it's obviously a person. If it's job related or opportunity related, this is like weighing up your options and then knowing when you know. And again, one of these options definitely looks more attractive, probably more fruitful, more abundant. Like it could be a gig that just gives you more money. But defo, just lots of options. I think it's about also like when we've gone through losses or we're just moving through a phase of, uncertainty or unknowing, there's this deep trust and deep faith that can be harnessed. And then, within that span, then life will come in and things will happen. It's sort of like idea of you got to make it happen, but life is happening. And truly, like, what is the harm? I'm not saying deny your responsibilities. I'm not saying isolate yourself from life or bury your head in the sand. It's just genuinely giving ourselves a space and time to like reflect. And through that reflection process, like allowing ourselves to come out the other side with a sense of greater clarity of who we are, what we've been through, you know, the storms that we've weathered. And then via the experience that we've been accumulating, what can we release? What is just too heavy for us to carry anymore? And then that, again, that release, even though for some of you, it's more than likely going to be emotional, it's going to be maybe grief-filled, because losses often are, even just change. Like, you guys get it, right? Change can be super dupes positive. It still triggers emotional release. It still triggers a poignancy or a bittersweetness to the change that we're changing out of. Even though we want to go to where we want to go, we're still letting go of something that at one point was important to us, or at one point was fruitful for us. It's like really knowing our power. Emperor reverse, yeah. You know, we are living in turbulent times. And whenever I say statements like that, I often think, and when were we not? You know, I think the human experience is full and contrasting and challenging. I think it's one of the reasons we choose it, right? We're not, anywho, I digress. However, you know, in this reading, this is like, know your mind, know your worth, and go in the direction that you want to go in. You don't need to listen to external authorities, especially when they feel oppressive or controlling. Or look at the Emperor in this card. Look at how he's got puppet master. So like in the upright, you're in control, you're the boss, etc. In the downturn, this would be really awful. Right? To have a manipulative or like lying, cheating, stealer emperor trying to like lord over you, it's not fun. So part of the losses, I think, are kind of freedom breaks with regards to old paradigms, old rules of law that we might have abided by that no longer serve our individual life force and thus no longer serve the whole. So there is a sense probably this is very collective at this point, but there is a sense of coming to consciousness, coming to a recognition of your personal power. And again, from like a spiritual perspective, personal power is nothing to do with ego. It's nothing to do with status. It's your beingness isn't attached to any external construct in the world that we've thus far created. Power and consciousness comes from your connection to source, to spirit, to the all that isness, right? And you know, in a real way, we have to honor that in truth, these conflicts are not coming from a spiritual connection. They're coming from an egoic projection of power over, which fundamentally I think would come from fear. It comes from separation. We don't have, when you're truly in the knowingness of the totality of your part in the whole, why would you need to try to control people? Why would you need to, if you, right? If you're the whole, it's so recognize there's a great long-standing paradigm that we're all being asked to evolve out of, to rise out of, to you know, come out of the survival mode. If you're, and again, I would say the best we can do is pray for peace and hold space for peace in your own heart, right? You can't like force it, be peaceful. It's like, oh no, right? You know, it's like the nonviolent aspect of like Gandhi or Martin Luther King. Nonviolent resistance is what it's called, right? So like, be the example, be peaceful. It's not, especially like in some of our intimate or closer relationships, that's where we all get to practice this stuff, right? As annoying as it is. It's like, I am peaceful when I teach yoga. Good for you. It's like, how's the rest of our lives going, right? Like, how are our familial relationships? How are and like, dang, you know, that stuff, that is profound. When we are able to look at that stuff and heal it, we will change whether we like it or not. So, yeah. Some of you, as you move forward, are possibly, because again, I'm getting a sense of big changes, grieving, and then moving forward to new options, being guided forward, knowing when you know, and when you know, you'll be able to cut out some patterns. For some of you, it's over-giving, over-caring to the point of self-denial. And then making a vow to yourself to commit to your well-being and, again, the well-being of the whole. That's the inner vow commitment. And then once you're in that greater sense of, you know, integrated wholeness or whatever, or wisdom, I feel like a lot of you will just know, and you'll get to a point where you're going to feel momentum moving in a certain direction. It's going to feel good. Something you've got your eyes on, probably, if even it's feeling a bit like a pipe dream at the minute, I would say move in that direction. There's going to be good tidings that come in from that energetic shift that you're going through. Ooh, there you go, my lovers. Have a great, what day is it? Thursday. I really appreciate all of you. Feel free to check out All to Love and buy stuff for always. I love you always and ever, near and far. Okay, anyway, hella. Love you guys. Have a great day. Peace out.